Hi, the liar for today is Anna von Reitz. Anna von Reitz is leading thousands of people to believe false information about what law is. Anna von Reitz probably knows more about, quote, law, unquote, than any judge or lawyer on the planet. But Anna von Reitz is pretending that she doesn't know what the one law, the true law, in the United States is. Quote, law, unquote, is a brutal and blind force to restrain the beast of prey called men, disguised as law. It's not real law. It's a bogus thing designed to trick you into believing that all of that crap that's foisted upon you by judges, lawyers, Democrats, Republicans, Supreme Court justices, presidents, and liars like Anna von Reitz is not our law. All of that junk that fills law books and fills your heads with nonsense is not law. It's a bunch of freedom-destroying rules that you have been brainwashed to think is law because none of you understand that the only law in the United States is the Declaration of Independence. There is no other law in the United States. That's the only one. Anna von Reitz is never going to tell you that the only way to restore our freedom is for we the people to unite and remove our government from office as we are required to do by our one law, the Declaration of Independence. Anna von Reitz, possibly the most knowledgeable person in the world about, quote, law, unquote, pretends that she's so mind-numbingly stupid that she can't understand the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence made all of you the highest authorities in this country. That's 300 million plus authorities in this country, all with equal power, all equal, as it tells us in the Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal. We're not subject to any nonsense shoved down our throats by liars in the media, by judges, by politicians, by lawyers, or by liars who are abetting the Bar Association, the government, and the Rothschild family by not telling you that the Declaration of Independence is the vehicle by which you can reclaim your freedom. It requires you to unite and fire the government, or shoot them, or hang them, or beat them to death with baseball bats, or to order our cops and our military to do that for you. You have the authority to give that order to the cops and the military, not as a single person, but as we, the people. When we unite in our numbers, make us an unstoppable force, then we can do that. We can give that order to the cops and the military, and they have to obey us. Part of the reason they have to obey us is because they and their families are part of we the people, and it's in their best interest to obey us and stop the Federal Reserve from robbing the cops and the military, and stop the lawyers from destroying their freedom. Anna von Reitz is telling you all sorts of insane nonsense, trying to compel you to fight the government. to oppose a government that has been 100% corrupt for over 100 years, and you are always going to lose no matter what you do, because there are no laws in our government. Their only law is help the bankers rob everyone in the country. That's what judges do. That's what Democrats and Republicans do. That's what lawyers do. They help the bankers rob you and destroy your freedom. They can't do that if we unite against them. If we assert ourselves, as the Declaration of Independence tells us, as the highest authorities in the country, and we are united in that effort. So Anna von Reitz never tells you that we have to form that organization of we the people so we can oversee our 100% corrupt government and discipline it, or remove it entirely and put us in charge of government operations. There's plenty of honest people in this country who can manage things like our money and the welfare state and warfare and anything else that needs to be managed. It is all being mismanaged to the detriment of 300 million people by enemies of the United States named Democrats, Republicans, and attorneys. Anna von Reitz wants you to appeal to these people. She writes letters to Donald Trump, to the Pope, to military generals, and evidently she wants you to believe that that's somehow useful. It isn't useful. Only when we put our numbers together will we achieve anything. By giving orders to our government and or removing it. That's what Anna von Reitz refuses to tell you. That's how she lies. By what she won't say. She's probably telling you the truth about all the laws and her interpretation of all those laws and how they could work if we had an honest judge somewhere in the country who would obey what the law says, but we don't have any honest judges. They're all enemies of we the people, so we have to remove all of them. Every judge in this country has to be fired by us, the authorities. You need to start talking about that. You need to start thinking that way. You're the one who is supposed to be running this country, not any politicians, and certainly not any goddamn lawyers. Think about that. Stop listening to Anna von Reitz. Read the Declaration of Independence. Understand that no law on earth can stand above the Declaration of Independence, and that no law can be made under the Declaration of Independence that's touched in any way by any attorney. We absolved ourselves from all allegiance to the Bar Association and their criminal lawyers in the last paragraph of the Declaration of Independence. The British Crown owns the Bar Association. We absolved ourselves from all allegiance to the British Crown. We have to learn that, and we have to enforce that. We have to get every single lawyer out of our government. Let them chase ambulances. Let them defend people accused of crimes. And everything else they've done, we need to just void all of it. Talk about yourself running the country. Talk about honest people running the country. And help form that organization of we the people to get rid of our enemies who run the United States. Talk to me about this. Stop listening to Anna von Reitz. She's leading you to lose to the Rothschild family. Thanks for watching.